Well, Case, welcome to Text Back. Thanks for joining us.
Mhm.
I'm a little starstruck now and feel like just a little goober of a host, knowing that you've hobnobbed with some of the biggest, brightest stars of the world. I think Laura is going to join us, but until she does, we can just start chatting about your experience with Postscript so far and what you love doing for our customers. Because I know that you're sort of deep in the trenches with SMS strategy, and
Yeah.
I'd love to hear sort of some of your advice if you're, given 10 or so minutes to kind of speak to maybe more than just your book,
Yeah.
um, what you would tell, e-com merchants to try.
Ooh. Oh, that's a great question. Well, obviously, I've been at Postscript now for 3 years, and I've been on the Plus team for two. So I originally started on the onboarding team. Now I've been on the Plus team for a little over 2 years, and I helped develop the launch program, which is like something that a lot of our merchants use to like feel more enabled on the platform. Especially because like one of the things I always like to say is like you don't know what you don't know. And Postscript has so many unique features, and unless you're like in the trenches like I am all the time, sometimes you're not really like knowing its full potential that is
Mhm.
like fully possible. So I always try to make sure that my merchants understand that, the ones that I work with, but also really want to make sure that we're like putting and shining a light on everything that's possible, because there is so many things that um your SMS strategy can do for you. And you have to like spend the time to really think about it,
Yeah.
of like what is like beneficial. So I ultimately, my background is in e-com in general. So before I got into the marketing side of things, I was on the brands. So I always come in with working with any merchant, new merchant that I start working with, on the plus side of things. I always try to make sure that I look at it from their perspective. Like, what are the things that I would have asked if I was this person coming into this call? Like, am I getting everything out of my SMS program that I want it to be? So
Mm.
because I've been on that brand side, I have that empathy for how much it takes to really run a brand. My background is more on the merchandising side, so like how to make sure your website is, optimized for, better conversions on, getting somebody to actually buy your product. I think they estimate it's like 95% of purchases will happen online by 2040.
Wow.
So, like, that's crazy to think, one, that the brick and mortar is dying, like the store is dying. Like, what are we gonna do with all the malls? I love the mall. But coming from that perspective of, oh, hi, Laura. Coming from the perspective of that, if by 2040 this is what they predict with ecom, are you doing everything you can to maximize the when traffic does come to your website? And so I like to look at it as, yes, like I work with brands on like their SMS strategy, but I also like to help them come up with different ideas around just improving their ecom. Like, do you have great collection pages? Are you merchandising your products? Like, if I come to your website and I can't find what I'm looking for in 3 clicks or less, it's probably not up to par, right? When you're looking at the top websites out there for ecom, Amazon does a really good job of that, right? Like they do a really good job of putting as much things in front of you, and that goes with like keywords and making sure it's properly SEO'd. And so I like to look at it like that. It's like ecom is the big picture, and SMS is that little engine that can push those things forward. So I like to think about the merriment of the two.
And now hearing about your sort of career, there may not be anybody more qualified. You're like the LeBron James of optimizing an e-com brand's SMS sort of engine.
I would like to say I'm Michael Jordan, Ren.
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah, I think I still agree with you on this GOAT debate, but
Yeah.
LeBron is still high praise, so the point stands.
Yes, you're fine. Yeah, I agree.
Although the LeBron of tuning up an engine is not a great analogy. He's not.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
So, speaking of Amazon putting 1,000 products in front of customers,
Mhm.
which works for them,
Mhm.
you brought up a really cool analogy that resonated with me about Trader Joe's and how they like to kind of take the opposite approach
Mhm.
to get the same results.
Yeah.
Could you break that down for me the way you did?
Yeah, there was like a study done on the why the psychology of Trader Joe's works so well. And it's because it's like that paradox of choice. We spend so much of our time every day trying to make so many decisions, and they see a really great value in having a small like run grocery store where they only offer maybe one or two of the thing you're looking for, so it eliminates that choice fatigue. And then I look at that with my merchants that I work with, and I say, okay, I wholeheartedly believe that the number one automation in your SMS program is your welcome series. If you can eliminate choice fatigue within that welcome flow, they're more likely to make that first purchase. And then sandwiching it with like a reminder, or maybe we're upgrading their intro coupon after a certain amount of days. So yeah, I definitely lean more in towards your welcome series should be that educational thing. You should be putting your bestseller in front of them. The one that is your first of all, it's the one that you typically see as your first purchase for most people that come in. You already have that data. Use it.
Mhm.
Use it. Put it in the message. That way you're putting that in front of that customer so they don't have to do any sort of second guessing, especially because we know with SMS, the open rates are higher, everything is higher, and you're getting that customer right there to make that purchase. And sometimes you just make a purchase with your face now. So, which
Isn't
I
that nice?
do quite often, which gets me in trouble.
So the first piece of bread is your incentive, whether it's a discount,
Yep.
whether it's cashback.
Mm-hmm.
The meat and fillings of the sandwich would be in you're arguing for product education, or just like putting your bestseller in front of them, kind of in the Trader Joe's
Mm-hmm.
mantra, and like eliminate decision fatigue and just serve something up.
Yep. I also love to ask, like, when I set these up with my merchants, I love to ask, like, what's the common length of time you see from somebody to come to your site to make their first purchase? What are questions that your customer service team are probably getting, right? I can probably pull that from your FAQ page, but you probably know more than I do, right? From like social media comments, other aspects away from CS. What are the common things that people ask for? Like, how does your, product set itself apart from other products in that same category on the market? Those are things that people ask. And so if you have that information, utilize it and create those little the meat stacks, like, or are you going to do double meat, so double education, and like here's the double cheese. And again, it's just rethinking, making sure that over, obviously, like, I think a good welcome series is an average of between like 3 to 10 days, depending upon how big your SMS program is, how many people that you get coming in. Obviously, we always recommend you A/B tests with In Plus, like trying different things, what works well, what is producing higher clicks. Like, is it a review, a big review, the reviews. If you have a product that is like killing it, and you have approved reviews and UGC that you can use, sell it. That's an education. That is something that's actually, it's like, oh, I know this person, this review is like really putting me over the line. I definitely lean heavy with, especially with prospects, which is obviously usually people in welcome flows. Reviews, testimonials. True customer testimonials will take you so far. So it's all about like finding the special sauce for your sandwich, and then yep, putting that last piece of bread of like, okay, well, if you got to this day 10, like,
Mhm.
just for you, we're going to up the ante, and maybe you can test a different higher incentive offer and see if that gets them over the line. Or, maybe trying fondue or like free shipping
Yeah,
or something, something
yeah.
else that really kind of puts them over.
Sounds like a good sandwich.
Right? Now I want a sandwich. I haven't had lunch.
I'm literally thinking about an Italian right now. I'm so hungry.
I love it. I'm down for a grilled cheese ever.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, so good.
Is that your favorite sandwich? Grilled cheese?
No. No, I think my favorite well, actually, you know what? I take it back. There's a grilled cheese at there's like a bar a bar restaurant in New York City that I've never had honey crusted on a grilled cheese.
Oof.
I
Oh.
it was it was so good. I still think about it.
Kinda gets, like, caramelized on the
Yes,
bread.
and I tried to make it myself. I did okay, but it still doesn't hit the spot like that grilled cheese did. It
You
was
know,
probably the most expensive grilled cheese I've ever eaten.
the trick
But
for
We're
a
talking
really
for
good grilled cheese, instead of, you maybe already do this, instead of butter, you need mayo on the bread.
yeah.
Mayo on the bread
Oh.
I wish I
instead
did
of
an
butter.
experiment with mayo,
So
when I
good.
was, like, in 3rd grade, and it stuck with me, so I have a hard time sometimes eating mayo. I don't know.
A lot of people do really robust welcome series over email. And like that's like an obvious practice that a lot of people in e-commerce have and rely on and have probably built out many, many years ago. Do you think there are some things that brands are not taking advantage of in a welcome series over email that's particularly compelling over SMS? Maybe there are already some of the things that you mentioned, but I'm just kind of curious on trying to give brands direction of like, we know you're already doing this over email. Don't just copy the exact experience over email, that welcome series, and bring it into SMS. Like, what are the things that they should have over SMS that's maybe not as impactful over email?
Yeah, love that you asked that, Laura. Definitely, obviously, we can't be interactive in a welcome flow in an email. Like, you can't ask a question in an email and be like, oh, you're going to get a bounce back response, right? From like a no reply. And so obviously SMS does have that personal touch. So I do always encourage, if it's applicable, especially like I said, like brands that have large SKU bases, large categories, like ask what they're shopping for. What are you shopping for? Because then you can put them in that right funnel, right? Like, especially brands who like maybe their niche product is like this, like related to the other things that they sell. It's their highest performing product. That's what most people know who they are for. But then they have these supplemental categories. I like to think of it as that's the opportunity that you can ask those questions, funnel people. We can tag them. We can put them so we know where they are coming from in different segments. We can follow their journey. And then obviously using other data, you can create different segments for campaigns. So if somebody came in shopping looking for pants, let's just do a generalization here. Great. Every time you do a new pants launch, those are the people that we're going to try to focus on, right? Because we know they told us upfront who they were and what they were shopping for. Also, don't think about not just also what they're shopping for, also utilize it to provide. If you have built out your program or you want to go forward with your program and send more messages and you want to make sure that you retain those customers, that's also an opportunity to ask them like, hey, how often do you want to hear from us? Do you want to hear about sales? Do you want to hear about just promos and sales? Do you want to hear just about our educational? Maybe it's a product that requires a lot. Maybe it's a product that's like health and wellness and you have blogs and recipes. Like, do you want to hear about our recipes? You give them that opportunity to really kind of tailor their experience, and you can't do that on email. Here, we can just set it up with an easy message. We're using subscriber event splits. People respond. We can funnel them down their correct path, and we keep them. We keep them there, and then we know exactly what we can service them.
Kace, really appreciate you stopping by, sharing your sandwich recipe for Welcome Series with us. I'm going to go make a sandwich now.
Honestly, a good sandwich on a summer day, hits. I don't have a beach, though, so.
BLT, a summer BLT.
Yeah.
With a homegrown tomato.
Yeah.
And
your
honey.
outro?
That's goodbye.